But this Disinformation Bureau was a total disaster. The fact that they would even propose this really should raise questions about who is running this administration and what their designs are. So we're glad that partially through our pressure and I think a lot of outrage across the country that they've had to retreat on that. But I don't think this battle is over, and I think the battle for free speech is going to continue. We also are helping lead the way to protect Floridians from the effects of Biden's open border policies. And we just signed a bill yesterday that is going to make sure that people that are dealing fentanyl and the analogs are going to go to prison for a long time because it's killing people. And if you look at what's happened since January of 2021, over 2 million people illegally coming across the southern border. You've had huge amounts of sex trafficking and human trafficking, and you've never had more fentanyl coming across the border than you've had. And 90% of all the fentanyl in our country comes from the southern border. China's making most of it, but it all ends up being brought in through that southern border. And so Biden's policy is basically to let it rip and to let them bring in all this fentanyl. And so the result of that in 2021, the #1 cause of death for people 18 to 45 was fentanyl overdose. So this is having a devastating impact on a lot of individuals and families throughout our country, and including here in the state of Florida. And so what we did is kind of one step. You know, we've got a bill that we're going to be signing that's going to penalize any of these contractors that are dumping any illegal aliens into the state of Florida from the southern border. And then we do have money for relocation to Delaware and other states. So we're going to... But I mean, at the end of the day, it's an issue that has been so. This is why it's so frustrating. The gas prices wouldn't be where they were if they had not done what they did to try to really disfavor energy production. Inflation wouldn't be where it was if they had not printed trillions and trillions of dollars. The border, we would not have the problems at the border if they just would have kept Trump's policies at the border. But they revoked those policies, which had been, you know, and there still needs to be wall and all that. I mean, there's not, you know, there's part of it built, but not enough. So there was more that needed to be done. But even if they just would have just kept the current policies, you would not have had it. And then if they revoke this Title 42, you know, of all the things, that has actually led to a lot of people being turned back to Mexico. You take that off, you know, that's going to be hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people very quickly, and I got to think that that's going to help the cartels be able to move more product into the United States. You know, I said the other day, the cartels should make Biden an honorary member because nobody has done more to help them than Biden and his policies. And so these are really significant. I mean, first of all, a country that can't even control its own borders is a joke. And it's just a basic attribute of sovereignty that you're able to determine who's coming and who's not. And that's whether there was a lot of drugs or no drugs. It's just a principle that we control who comes in and who doesn't, and they're not following the law, and he's not satisfying his oath of office to take care that the laws are faithfully executed. So, you know, that's a really, really significant thing. But then all the negative impacts that we're seeing, and, you know, you see it everywhere. We see it in Florida. People act like, oh, you're not a border state. A lot of the people coming across are trying to get to Florida. And a lot of the people coming across are from all over the world. I mean, you got people from the Middle East, you got people from the Caribbean, you got people from all over. And this is kind of the ticket to come in illegally. So it's a big problem. You know, we're going to continue we're going to have some more announcements with respect to illegal immigration probably within the next couple of weeks. We look forward to being able to do that. But in the meantime, part of the reason we're able to get a little money in next year's budget, which I'll probably, you know, have done in sometime in June, we'll get access to that. You know, that's part of the reason we're able to do that, because we've managed it well. The economy in Florida is a place people have confidence in terms of investing. There's a lot of jobs available for people. So we're fighting against all the D.C. headwinds, but I think we're doing a better job than just about any state out there. All right. Thanks, guys.